It's the vibe with Tanya Rad and EJ, and we are so stoked because we are being joined right now by Jamie Lynn Spears, Chantel Jeffries. Welcome to the vibe to talk about something that we're really excited about, which is Zoey 101. We're excited about the reboot coming back. We're excited about the song that you guys did. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Of course. How are you guys doing right now?
Doing well, and yourself?
We're good. We're good. Super excited to talk about Zoey 101. You know what's really interesting when it comes to like reboots and things like that? Right now, I've been so into watching shows that I grew up with, and there's something comforting about that. How important was it for you to do this reboot?
Well, I think the fans have been begging for it for, I don't know, I mean, since it basically went off air. And my focus in 2020 was to really bring the reboot to them. So we were having the conversations with the right people and everything was moving forward. But then obviously COVID happened and production was the last thing from anyone's mind. So me and my manager were talking about how we could give them something before 2020 wrapped up. And that's when the idea of bringing the theme song back was kind of decided, and did the co-write with Chantel, and we just went from there, and we did it all the best way we could, because we couldn't end 2020 without giving the fans something. Another year couldn't go by and not give them something, because you're right, this has been a challenging year and a lot of people are finding comfort in things they grew up with. And so I figured if we can maybe end this year on a little bit more of a positive note, why not try to do it? And thankfully we were able to.
So I know that you guys have like had, these reunions. You did that TikTok live to celebrate the song. Have you actually started? You haven't started production on Zoey 101 yet, correct? Or is that happening next year?
We have not started actual production, but the pre-production, as far as like, me working with the business people I have to work with to all agree upon the creative concept and all of that, that's all already been started. So it's just a matter of putting it in place, and hopefully 21 will give us that Zoey reboot that everybody's been wanting.
Absolutely. When you first put it out there and said that this was coming, how did the fans take it?
Well, they were really excited, and because they are so passionate about it, and because they do, they feel like they grew up with it, they have ownership in it, it's a part of their childhood. They're very opinionated on how they want it to be done. So I'm very nervous that I've got to do it perfectly, because if I don't want to upset them, but I'm doing my best to give them what they want. And they seem extremely excited, but they're very opinionated on how they would like it to go down. So I'm trying to take that all into consideration while we do this.
I can't. They are actually like sending you stuff like, maybe you should do this. They're really into it like that.
Yeah, they're pretty upset about, like, they wanted, like, if like Quinn and Logan are not together, they were pretty angry about like one answer that Matt gave in an interview. He's like, I was just kind of like throwing something out there, I didn't mean it literally. And the fans were very upset about it. So it was great that we did this music video, because we actually got real feedback from the fans. It's like what they want, and they really want that OG Zoey vibe. So that's what it was when we're having those creative conversations about moving forward with the show. It was nice to be able to give that feedback. Like, look, we have proof right here. Look at what the fans are saying. They want that.
Absolutely.
And Chantel, when you when you approached Follow Me, when you were kind of, how did you kind of approach what you wanted to do, your spin on it?
Well, for me, growing up being such a huge fan of Zoey 101, like it was a very nostalgic thing for me to be a part of. And we just wanted to make it something, just the lyrics, the same type of melody, so it feels the same to you, but then like also just have some things that are more up to date, and like some things that align with us as adults now, and me being a DJ and with her, and, having, a beautiful daughter and all these things. We wanted to make it so that like it encompasses, yes, now we're in our late 20s, like we still feel the same way about the song, but here's kind of an updated version.
Yeah, I think it's important to update it and also evolve. You know what I'm saying? Like going back to fans, wanting to chime in and things like that. And I think the main important thing that you have to do is evolve the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the biggest thing, is kind of we want the fans who grew up watching it to relate to Zoey now, because obviously Zoey's not a 12-year-old anymore. And hopefully she's not still attending, 7th grade. So we have to make sure that we're making it make sense for the fans that are watching it now, as well as bringing in new fans. So I definitely think it'll be a more mature show, but not so drastically different to the point where people are like, what am I watching? So it's important to relate to our generation and what our generation's going through now. So I really want to make sure that that's a big narrative throughout the whole show.
You know what I love? What TV shows are talking about, like the situations that are happening right now and how it's playing out in TV. I think that's like something like, how would your favorite character handle this situation? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That was one of the things actually on set. We were like, do we wear masks in any of the scenes of the video? Like, do we bring it into like today's what's going on? Then we decided, no, we need to really like this first thing, make it that whole mythical world that was PCA.
Yeah.
And so I think that was important, but it's definitely, it's very thought provoking as far as going with the show. There's so many different concepts, especially because I feel like this generation has been through a lot. And so being able to see your favorite cast members go through that is, I think, something everybody really relates to.
Comforting.
Yeah. And when you guys put out the song, I mean, I know there's a little bit of hesitation and a little bit of like nerves when you put something out into the universe. But all these videos on TikTok and everybody kind of just welcoming the song and just being so excited about it. How did that make you feel when you were just watching all of this stuff play out?
I mean, I was on TikTok making videos to the song, like, this reminds me of this, like I could do this and this, and I made a bunch, and then like I kind of picked the one that I thought kind of people could play off the easiest, and I was on there like the night the song came out, just making TikToks all night, and I love to see people being able to relate to it and be like, oh yeah, I remember when this was, this makes me think of my childhood, and like, I love this, and let me make a TikTok to it, or let me enjoy this, and seeing people my age, but also seeing the younger generation as well. So it's really inspiring for me, and I love to see that. And I love to see people's creativity and what they can come up with. So during these times, it's great.
I feel like people have been hella creative right now. If you're just like scrolling through TikTok and Instagram and Twitter, you see people get really creative, because I feel like all we have is time right now to be creative.
Bored in the house in the house bored.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I know that you guys were saying, people are really craving the kind of like nostalgia things that bring them back to their childhood. Are there any shows that you've been watching during the pandemic that have done that for you? Because I know for me, I've really leaned into reruns of Friends, Gilmore Girls, and Grey's Anatomy.
I actually was watching Friends a lot too, and House is one of my favorite shows. So I was watching House. Like I started from the beginning.
Let me tell you.
I love that show. I love shows that, you get like you come away being like, oh, I learned something that I never knew about. And I also I don't like things that are too intense, because I'll start like getting anxiety, but I like things that just give you a little bit of adventure or excitement. And so like Friends is always a really comforting one, which I enjoyed. And then I just started rewatching House, and then I watched.
For me, I started trying to show my daughter all the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies.
Oh my God, those are right.
So I was like It Takes Two, and
Quality in the Sun.
Oh my gosh, like all of those were like, I started trying to make her watch them, and she really liked that one. But what was the other one we watched?
Passport to Paris.
Passport to Paris.
She could, the one where they go to Australia and they
oh my God, Holiday in the Sun.
Or something. She kept, when they keep talking to the camera.
That was my favorite.
Like, confused about that concept. She's like, what is going on? Like, because they stop and they talk to the camera. She's like, what is this? I'm so confused. So
breaking that third wall.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Let me tell you, if House was a real person, he would have had COVID all figured out. It would have. He would have.
He's Australian, actually.
Say that one more time.
He's Australian.
Is he really?
In real life, yeah.
He does the American accent so well.
I'm like, yeah, he acts like American for sure.
Absolutely. Well, guys, it was a pleasure to chat with you today. Thank you so much for jumping on Zoom and chatting with us. And we cannot wait to see Zoey 101.
Yeah.
Thank
and everybody
you. Thank
follow
you so
me.
much.
Everybody follow me. Is out now. Stream it, download it, do your dance, upload it on TikTok. Chantel, Jamie Lynn, thank you guys so much for joining us today.